Welcome to my channel. I am CK Rajendran, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce and Commerce CA, Government Arts and Science College, Valpari. Today, in this section, I am going to explain about banking law and practice from Unit 1. Origin of banks, definition of banker and customer, relationship between banker and customer, Banking Regulation Act 1966. Origin of banks. Egypt and Greek banking was carried on. In fact, the temples usually served as the place to deposit money. Before Christ 210, in Rome and issued ordinance, place for money changers. The word bank derived from Italian word. That word banco. Banco means pinch. And 1964, Bank of England set up in Amsterdam Bank, later on followed by other central banks of different countries. In India, the first ever bank was established in after Christ 1786. General Bank of India, which was followed by Bank of Hindustan and Bengal Bank. After 1809, Presidency Bank of Bengal was established. And 1840, Presidency Bank in Bombay. And 1843, Presidency Bank in Madras. And after Christ 1934, RBI Act was passed. Definition of bankers. According to Banking Companies Act 1949, Section 5B, banking is defined as accepting for the purpose of lending or investment of deposits of money received from the public and repayable on demand and withdrawable by check, draft, order or otherwise. Definition of banker and customer. To constitute a customer, there must be some recognizable course or habit of dealing in the nature of regular banking business. Relationship between banker and customer. First one, debtor and creditor. This means when a banker receives deposits from a customer, if the deposit is to the credit of the customer, the banker becomes a debtor and the customer creditor. Thus, is all savings account where the customer's account is in credit balance. The banker is the debtor and the customer is the creditor. The banker is the debtor and customer is the creditor. Second one, trustee and beneficiary. Deposit securities and valuable for safe custody with the banker. The banker in such a case is a trustee, and so whenever the banker and customer demand the securities, the banker has to return to the customers, who is the beneficiary. The customer deposits money with the bank for a specific purpose. The banker is a trustee and the customer is beneficiary. The banker has to employ the funds for a specific purpose for which it is meant. Third one, agent and principal. A banker acts as an agent of customer when they perform certain functions as per the instructions of the customer. In the case of normal agent and principal relationship, the agent has to render accounts to the principal and should also inform the principal how to amount given to him by the principal has been spent or invested. Fourth one is failure and payee. Failure and payee. Common meaning: failure, a person or party that entrusts goods to payee. Payee, a person or party to whom goods are delivered for a purpose such as custody without documentation, without ownership. A customer borrows from a banker against the security under pledge. The bank is recorded not only a pledgee but also a payee, and so the banker has to take of the security until it is rendered to the customer. Fifth one, assigner and assignee. Whenever a bank gives against the life insurance policy or book debts or supply bills, the banker is the assignee and the customer the assigner. Under assignment, the actionable claim of the customer is transferred to the bank as security of loan. Next, Banking Regulation Act 1966. It's called Banking Companies Act 1949. So 49 Act Reform Banking Regulation Act 1966. First one, to regulate the working of commercial banks in India. Commercial banks are under 4 different types of organization. First one, public sector; second, private sector; third one, foreign bankers; and last one, cooperative sector. It deals about the conditions to be fulfilled for lending, types of deposits that can be accepted, conditions to be fulfilled for opening various branches. Second one, to protect the interest of depositors. The responsibility of Reserve Bank of India and the government to protect the interest of depositors of commercial banks. For this purpose, the RBI, by the powers it can control the working of commercial banks. RBI periodically monitors the working of commercial banks. Depositors Insurance Corporation, by paying a premium of 5 paise on every 100 rupees deposits, 1/2 of 1%. So credit guarantee scheme is protect the depositors. Third one, to prevent foreign bankers from exploiting Indian customers. The joining of World Trade Organization by India, the restriction of foreign banks had to be withdrawn. Foreign banks are allowed to open their branches in India on a reciprocal basis. That is, Indian banks are also allowed to open more branches abroad. At the same time, the interest of Indian customers with these foreign bankers are protected. There is restriction and the asset portfolio of these commercial banks. not less than 75% of the assets have to be in India. Fourth one is the streamline the management of commercial banks. The management of commercial banks is streamlined by insisting on the prior approval of the Reserve Bank of India for the appointment of any chief officer not less than the rank of general officer. RBI before their appointment as director, general manager or chairman. Fifth one, to undertake an periodical inspection. There has been a complete change in the banking policy of RBI since 1995. The accounting policy has undergone a major change. Now the released profit that is taken into account. For this purpose, the assets are classified as standard assets, substandard assets, doubtful assets and bad debts. Thank you.